Sup, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
What's up, growing and learning gigglers? We're growing and realizing things every day. I was trying to sound like Courtney. We're growing. Okay. Long story short, we're going to start with some housekeeping up top. We're both very nervous this episode. We have Radio City. I think there's a couple tickets left, but then we added Nashville, New Orleans, St. Augustine, Florida, where we have no idea where that is. Hollywood, Florida.
I've never been to New Orleans. I'm actually so excited to eat a beignet.
Oh my God, that's honestly the chicest food I've ever heard. I feel like beignet is the name of your next cat.
Yes.
Can you spell beignet?
I don't think it's important to be able to because the cat can't.
I don't think anyone can spell beignet.
I don't think that's a thing that people spell. They just say it.
So then we have Portland, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City. Check it out. Okay, this is going to be a unique episode of Giggly Squad. I mean, not really.
Yes and no, because here's what I'll first and foremost say. Anything that's happening in my life, first I tell Hannah. First I tell my mom, then I tell Hannah, and then I tell the gigglers. So like if something in the universe is going on and I haven't said it to the gigglers first, then it's not true.
And you've said things to me before that aren't true.
I've lied to you multiple times.
What is reality?
And so I was like trying to think about like how I was going to say this, and one of the things that popped in my head was our beta blocker episode was probably one of like the most nervous I've been to do an episode and like say just like something I've never talked about before in real time of like how I felt a couple days prior to that. And I think it was like our biggest response episode because there were just so many gigglers who were like, wow, like this was like on another level. Like we get each other. We've truly formed a cult.
This pod was made off of making fun of each other, most importantly ourselves. But in that, as you're making fun of yourself, you start being like, holy shit, I'm seeing some real shit. And we talk about it and we go in and out all the time. Yeah. But look, the gigglers are our best friends.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. Like, we've been doing this podcast now for 5 years. It does not feel like that at all.
Because we're only 26.
Right. Because literally I'm 27, like when COVID started. So obviously I want to tell the gigglers first, and I feel like the most comfortable with the gigglers, and I know that like people are going to like take these clips and it's going to be not a lot of non-gigglers like chatting.
This is all just you announcing you have another UTI, and the gigglers are like, we're tired. We're tired, Paige. Side note, this is going to be a little dramatic episode, and we didn't have a plan. We didn't have a plan, and I told her my plan was to let her talk.
And my plan was to let Hannah talk.
Never good.
So we got on the pod, and we realized that we have no plan. This episode is pre-recorded, so we'll say that in case like anything happens in the news that like we're not touching on because it's like all about me right now. What I did want to say was that Craig and I have decided to no longer be together. And I know I said I would never cry on the internet, but like it's okay if I cry on the pod. I feel like that's okay. It's weird. Obviously, it's weird. Like, it's very weird. I wasn't expecting this, obviously, when we first started dating. Like, you don't think, like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, will we get married? Will we not? You just kind of, like, are in this relationship. And as you get older, I mean, I started dating Craig and I was 29, and I'm 32 now, and your 30s for women, I feel like, really are very transformative, and you change a lot and you grow a lot. And him as well. Not to sound traditional and old-fashioned, but like this is not a situation where like I have a 50-part series of like who the fuck was I dating? Like, could not be more opposite of that. I have so much love and respect for Craig. I think he is one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. I will remain the biggest fan of him and want the best for him, and he truly will get the best because he is the best. But with that said, I think it was just the right decision for both of us, like moving forward in our lives and like the direction that our lives are going in that we like didn't foresee or like whatever. It's a very sad thing. And just to like say this, not that I even have to, but like in terms of people like saying rumors like, oh, Paige was told to like wait until Southern Charm came out or like Summer House came out. No one can tell me what to do. Like the network has power, but they don't have that much power. So like that was not a real thing. Like rumors of us breaking up months ago, again, also not a real thing. I feel like when we started dating, our first rumor was like we were in a PR relationship. So like we've been with these rumors our whole relationship. So we didn't really give it a second thought. But I didn't want the gigglers to think like, oh, I was like leaving them out of the loop or something. Like not at all. Like anytime those rumors were happening, we were still together. When we did break up, like obviously I didn't run to social media and I didn't run to the pod. Like we both gave each other like a little time to deal with it on our own in private, like with our family and friends. And now I feel like it is appropriate to like be able to tell people. And so obviously I would come to the gigglers first, and I'm not like throwing up a joint Instagram post, you know. That's not how I'm going to handle it. But I love him. I think he loves me. I think we will remain friends. No one did anything. It wasn't like a bad thing. I think we both were just being really mature and saying what we want and what we didn't want. And I think that's like extremely powerful to be able to voice like how you're feeling in real time and what you want for your future.
Wow. You're so fucking strong for being in a public relationship and putting yourself out there. And you both like fought really hard for this and wanting to make it work. And I do have to say, shout out to Craig, because reality TV dating is really hard. And I remember when you found him, he was the first guy who really like lifted you up and was so
who like got
you. He was so proud of you for what you were accomplishing, like on TV and off TV. And you hadn't had a guy support you like that. He's a huge reason for like who you are in the last couple of years, becoming who you are.
Oh my God, thank you for saying that, because I would have not even been able to say that to the gigglers. He truly helped me grow so much in these past 3 years. Like I am a different person than when I started dating him. Like I truly do feel like more mature, more just like confident, all of these things. And that's definitely like a tribute to him. It's just like so weird to talk about it. Like it's just so weird.
It's also weird because we forget people listen to the pod, and I think why we're nervous is we know more people will like listen in to get the tea.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. I'm like,
we know that it's non-gigglers listening, and we're like,
yes, because I'm like beta blocker episode. Like once I got into the story, I was like, girls, listen up. This is like, I feel awkward because I don't want to say anything that can be like taken and misconstrued about him or about the breakup or any of it.
To make this about me.
Yeah, please.
What was hardest about it for me? No, what was hardest about this relationship was that there wasn't a smoking gun. And I think the positive for like anyone who's listening right now is that relationships don't just end because there was a murder-suicide. Like relationships don't just end because there's a Sandoval or like something, or he's, you know, doing fucked up things. The hardest relationship I think to get out of is sometimes when you're like, I love this person. Do I want to be with this partner forever? And am I the same person I was 4 years ago? And I think for anyone listening, I love a breakup. They're scary, but they're empowering, and I'm excited to see like where you both go from here. And I just have to say, of a lot of the guys that do reality TV, he's definitely one of the better ones that's crossed my path.
No, he's definitely like the best boyfriend I've ever had. Like I can truly say that. Like he was a great boyfriend and he did everything correct and he never made me feel insecure or anything like that. And so it almost is harder when like no one's done anything to be mad about, and that's hard. Like
I have a lot of empathy for people who are on reality TV and dating. There's a reason why a lot of housewives are not in healthy relationships. And it's not for the weak.
No, it's not for the weak, and it's not even, I think maybe like why I was so nervous to say it is because I try and like live my life and be like, I don't care what people think about me. And that's just not true. I care a freaking lot. Like, so like, don't get down on yourself when you're like, when people are like, oh, you care too much what people think. Like, okay, sorry. Like, yeah, it's human nature. I want people to like feel good around me and like me and all of this. So I think like also saying it publicly, I'm like, I feel mean. Like, I feel like a bad person, like, because I know there's so many people that are like, how are you two not getting engaged, and how is this whatever. It's just like a tough thing, and it's a tough world to like be in, and I want to feel like I'm being vulnerable and authentic specifically to the gigglers, but I also want to be like classy about it and like say everything in the correct way, because I don't want things to be misconstrued of like that we hate each other or that like something happened or whatever. It's really just like two people growing and changing and like things that they want in their lives changing. And like I feel like I've been very vocal on the pod about how I hated turning 30. Like everyone around that had turned 30 was like, you're being dramatic. It's the same thing as 29. And I really had like a problem with it. Probably because I'm like so vain and narcissistic, but whatever. I like just didn't like getting older. I love being 32. I've never felt more myself than in this past year. Like,
made me cry again.
Giggly Squad tour. Even though Giggly Squad tour, I had like my first panic attack ever, and that was the craziest time of my life. I'm so like thankful for it because like the connection I feel like I formed with the gigglers became even deeper, and I just felt like so myself this year. I loved throwing myself into work. Like I loved doing everything I was doing, and it was stressful and it was hard, but like I just felt very me.
And it's so funny because 4 years ago, if I told you what we did these last 6 months and what we created and what you pushed yourself through, I don't think you would have believed me.
No, I would have been like, I'm staying in bed. That sounds like a lot. And also I think one of the things that I get like the most insecure about is I am 32. And so a lot of times the rhetoric like online and directed at me is, you're 32. Like, shouldn't you pack it in and get married? And like, you're not a kid anymore. And while I fully acknowledge I'm not a child, you also don't have to use the phrase pack it in when you're talking about the rest of your life as a woman.
Let's stop with the word geriatric I've been seeing on WebMD.
Yeah, like, so if you're mad that I'm not mature enough to like get married, and
it's not maturity. It's not maturity.
Then you don't get me at all. Like, you can be 32 and decide to change the entire course of your life. You don't have to get married and have a baby because you think you have to. Like, you just because you're in your 30s does not mean you're running out of time. You can choose to do whatever you want.
There were timelines back then, and back then was very different. Women were not allowed to get a credit card until 1975. Of course, their only accomplishment that they were told to do was have a baby with the husband they met at 18 who took their virginity, and they didn't know what any other dick felt like. So they were stuck with that one dick.
Right.
Not to go on a whole rampage right now.
To make it sexual.
It does annoy me when people put timelines on people. And I do have to say, reality TV producers put timelines on you because they're kind of like, what's your story? This season can't be the same as last season. What's the new story? And sometimes relationships aren't like that.
And like, obviously I don't control like what happens on our shows, or like what they show, what they don't show, what like storylines are. Like, I'm just living my life and they're painting a picture around it. So like, I get that people are like, oh, wasn't she moving? But like, that was my life. Sorry. Like, I couldn't like move forward for you.
We both did not anticipate like the amount of passion we'd have for Giggly Squad and like the stuff you have based in New York.
No, Giggly Squad's my whole life.
We didn't anticipate it.
Giggly Squad is my whole life. It's truly the only thing I care about. Like, I love Daphne, but I love Giggly Squad.
And she's part of Giggly Squad, so it's a Venn diagram.
Yes.
Can I say something controversial?
Truly is.
You keep bringing up the beta blocker episode. I was told by a therapist who I've since fired. No, I'm just kidding. I just like saying that. But that anxiety comes from when you feel like you're not being your authentic self, or you're not in alignment with what you should do. And I remember during tour when you started having panic attacks, thinking like, this isn't because of the gigglers, this isn't because you don't love performing, this isn't because you don't love your outfit. There's other stuff going on in your life that you're trying to figure out, and you're feeling a little stuck. And I think,
and I don't think I like saw
I like
it.
fully, you were like, I'm nervous about going on stage, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like,
Yeah.
you never were.
Yeah, I didn't feel aligned like in myself, and I'm someone that's very, very in touch with my body. Like, perfect example, I know when I have a UTI, I know when I have a yeast infection. Like, I've never had a pregnancy scare. Like, I fucking
My favorite
know
is when
my
Paige
body.
cancels plans because she feels a UTI coming on.
But that's real. I know when they're coming on. Like, I will say I feel very in tune with like how my body feels. And so like when my body does, and this has happened to me in the past, this isn't like the first time, when my body does kind of like betray me in a moment, I do know like, oh fuck, I'm ignoring something so big, and I'm trying to act like it's not a big deal, and like it is.
And to listen to your body, like, don't take it as like, I'm fucked up. Take it as, ooh, what is this message? It's not just that you're gluten intolerant. It's that your body's, it's giving you that like fight or flight response, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm just sitting here about to perform. Why am I treating this like a lion's chasing me? But I also do think that in your 20s, you date because you're like, this guy's great, I'm into him, let's go. And then as you approach 30, it becomes like, I feel like you guys could have dated for a long time.
Yes. Well, people get so much more serious, obviously, in their 30s, and you take it more seriously. But that doesn't mean you're locked in. Like, I feel like, obviously the message I want to like send across to this episode is like giving the gigglers like information about my life of like what's going on, so they're in the loop. But also, if you are in the same situation that I am in right now, and you're in your 30s and you're like, but I'm so torn and I don't know what to do, and this is the first time I've never had a plan, or the first time I don't know what the next 5 years is like, that's where you should be at. Like, not everyone who's married and has kids feels like they know what the next 5 years of their life is, or know what the plan is. They just may know some of the people that might be around, but they don't also know. Like, they're not better than you because they may seem like they have it all together because they're married and have children. Like, you are worth just as much as a single 32-year-old woman. Like, you have thoughts, ideas, and things you want to do.
Fucking
and like,
man.
you don't have to put them in the back seat because your eggs might dry up in a little.
And then there's the thought of like, on my end, as someone who is married, I'm petrified of having kids and it slowing down everything that I've worked so hard to accomplish, where like I'm now having momentum, and I feel like if I have kids, I'm going to lose my identity of the person I worked so hard to create. So, y'all, we in this bitch.
No, we're in this.
We're in this bitch.
Never a dull freaking moment with us. It's the summer, which means it's hotter outside, you're going on spontaneous trips, and you don't have time to get a yeast infection, a UTI. But with Wisp, you can get sexual health care you need same day without stepping foot in a doctor's office. Get same day prescription for BV, yeast, UTI, STI, and emergency contraception with discreet delivery to your home for free in all 50 states. So if you're traveling this summer, don't be nervous that you don't have medicine if something were going to happen. Wisp has you covered. You can now also treat for STIs from the comfort of your home with Wisp's diagnostic testing kits. Each kit comes with a test and a consultation. There are 8 different kits available where you can test for BV yeast, herpes, STIs, HPV, and more. Whether it's the discomfort of waiting rooms, the uncertainty of symptoms, or the frustration of delayed answers, these kits offer you something powerful: clarity, quickly and with compassionate follow-through from the licensed medical providers at Wisp. Trusted by over 1.5 million patients, try Wisp for yourself and see how they're changing the game for access to women's health. Take 15% off your first order with code GIGGLY at HelloWisp.com. That's HelloWisp.com. Prescription products require a consultation with a healthcare provider, and medications are available if medically appropriate. Must be 18 or older. Restrictions apply. See website for full details. Summer is here, and you know what that means. A lot of strapless dresses, a lot of bold colors, just easy breezy, effortless looks. But you also need undergarments for that, and that's where Honeylove comes into play. Honeylove is redefining modern shapewear with real comfort and serious support. Their newest innovation is the Mesh Sculpt, and it's the ultimate summer shapewear. It's super lightweight, breathable, and it's not sacrificing your shapewear. It's still going to keep you cool while still delivering you that sculpted silhouette. The reason I love Honeylove is its targeted compression soothes and shapes exactly where you want it and eases up on the places that you don't. Honeylove's best-selling Superpower Short is also their go-to. It has targeted compression technology that distinguishes between areas where you want more support and then the areas where you're like, let's get a little less compression here. And we've all been there where we're like struggling to take our shapewear off, and Honeylove just doesn't have that problem. Their Superpower Short has 100% cotton, and you don't have to take your entire thing off just to use the bathroom. So treat yourself to the most comfortable shapewear on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/giggly. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/giggly. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Giggly Squad sent you. Experience the new standard in shapewear with Honeylove.
This episode of Giggly Squad is brought to you by McDonald's, and the snack wrap is back. I'm freaking out because it was introduced to McDonald's in 2006. Shout out to my millennial girlies. And it's been on top of mind. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, where's the snack wrap? Turns out it is back. It's the comeback story of a lifetime, and it's now available with one of two sauces, ranch or spicy. I'm more of a ranch girl because I have anxiety, but if you live life on the edge, I totally support the spicy snack wrap. It has a spicy pepper sauce, probably great for your sinuses, but don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. And it has juicy white meat chicken, shredded lettuce, melty cheese, creamy ranch, all wrapped in a soft tortilla. Ooh, I literally need one right now. Try the snack wrap that broke the internet at a McDonald's near you. Enjoy the snack wrap for the first time in 9 years. I'm obsessed. It's so easy to just grab at any time of the day, morning, night. Eat that snack wrap. Look, sometimes life gets a little crazy. Some of us could be a little spontaneous, and you never know what's going to happen. And that's why I love having Kachava's whole body meal shakes to keep my body and mind nourished all day, especially when I'm on the run. Every now and then, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. What am I going to do? And I can't find a good full balanced meal anywhere in the vicinity, especially when I'm on the road. And ordering food could take so long and it's so unhealthy. I can't keep eating fast food, and that's when I discovered Kachava. It's a whole body meal with plant-based protein that actually tastes delicious. With 25 grams of plant protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, 6 grams of fiber, 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. And has 5 indulgent flavors: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, and coconut acai. I love them all. I also sometimes will be running late, and I love putting some Kachava in some oat milk, sometimes some water, sometimes already a green tea that I have. Put 2 scoops, mix it together, and that's my breakfast on the go. Fuel your daily adventures with Kachava. Go to kachava.com and use code GIGGLY for 15% off your next order. That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code GIGGLY for 15% off. And I do have to say one other thing about reality TV is that why people love it is it's very like WWE. I was watching a documentary about WWE, and it's funny because they would just like create storylines and they wouldn't know how the audience would react. They just wanted the audience to react, and they wanted to make it clear like who the villain was, who the good person is. And you can enjoy Southern Charm, Summer House, whatever, but just know like on Giggly Squad, it's not black and white. There's not a villain. There's not a good, like, this is 2 people who love each other and just like
Right.
remember that these are two people who had an amazing experience with each other. And actually, to keep it on the Bravo theme, I remember one of my first ever interviews was with Margaret Josephs on New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me how she had a husband and then left him for like the contractor. And I was like, do you regret marrying your husband? And she was like, no. And I was like, but you fucked a contractor. And she was like, no, because at that time in my life, he was perfect for me and he's exactly what I needed. And I love him to death. And it was kind of this beautiful thing of,
oh my God.
We're like taught, like you wake up, you come out of your mom's pussy, you wake up and you're searching for Prince Charming, which is everything we like talk about decentering on this pod, which is not okay.
Yeah.
And also that like you're not just going to find that one person. There's going to be different people for different stages of your life.
Honestly, and this is like me being so truthful, you will not hear me say a bad thing about Craig. I have nothing bad to say about him. He truly let me feel all my feelings, like go through like everything that like would pop into my head, and I'm so beyond grateful for that. Like his family, his friends are like all amazing people. Yeah, I stand with the early 30 single girlies.
I love that for you. I
feel like me and the single early 30s girls, gigglers, just got exponentially
there's
closer.
something very powerful about a girl who's single in her early 30s.
So yeah, I don't think the gigglers were expecting this type of episode, but here we freaking are. Life like comes at you so fast. I think one other thing that I'm really grappling with, and if anyone's like going through a breakup or like a change in career or anything, it's not that I love where my life is at. Like I truly can say that like I wake up every morning and I really am like, okay, fuck yeah. Like I love my life. I think it's more the fact that you have to come to terms with the fact that your life is not what you thought it would be, whether it's better or worse. It's just not what you thought it would be. I truly do feel like my life is better than what I was imagining when I was 16 years old. Like, oh yeah, by 32, are you kidding? I'll have 2 kids. It's not that, and that would have been amazing too. It's better, but getting over the fact that it's not what you made up in your head is like kind of a thing.
You're not the person you were when you were 7 years old and you were just taught from society what your life should be. I mean, I didn't think I'd be 33 married and like not in the mood for children. Like,
right.
Have you ever seen a 33-year-old in a movie when in the 90s? They literally are like grandmas.
Yeah. Like there was no thought in my mind that I would be like, no, I want to like work. Like if you told 16-year-old Paige, like, no, you're going to be like, I want to like work on my career. I'd be like, fuck that bitch. Pack it in. Take a nap. But that just like I grew up to not be like that, and I did not see
What's
that
that quote that like whenever you make a plan, God laughs at it? I think truly. If we're gonna go back to something that's very giggly coded, this reminds me of like the concept of karma. And me and you will always talk about this. Like when someone wrongs you, you can like try to be like, oh, I'm gonna get revenge, or this is what I'm gonna do. Natural karmic cycle that's gonna happen by you stepping back and focusing on yourself. The universe is so much more creative than anything you could come up with. You just put good energy into the world and watch it come back. And that's how I feel with like your plans. Like we both put it out there that, you know, we want to express ourselves. We want to make people laugh. We want to be kind. We want to be creative. And that's how Giggly Squad happened. And when things don't match up with that, that's okay. Because plans are a fucking social construct in your own little teenager head. I've been sending you a lot of inspirational quotes.
You've been sending me a lot of inspirational things.
Now that we're getting into like our mental health moments, it's that the universe will keep sending you the same thing to see if you learned your lesson yet, and it'll keep giving you the same result. And then once you can like get the balls to evolve and change and do the hard thing, then good things will happen. Because if everyone could do the hard thing, then everything would be easy. But it's not. The hard thing is hard, and you did something really difficult, and it was confusing.
Yeah, and I think like one of like, which I'm like almost mad about myself, was like saying it publicly, because I was just like, oh my God, what are like people gonna like make like construe of this and like no, so like I don't know whether to like laugh or cry or like, and obviously like there are days where I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, who am I? What do I want? Where am I going? Like, and it's confusing and it's hard, and I feel like people are just walking around acting like their 30s are so easy. Like, here's a perfect example on how you and I are very different. I feel like you're very vocal about how your 20s, you were like, I'm flailing. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Like, you hated your 20s. I loved my 20s. Could not have been more in my vibe in my 20s. Had a job I didn't really give a fuck about. Had so many fun friends. All I did was party. All I did was go out and go on dates. Like, I didn't live at college. I lived at home for college. So like when I moved to New York, I really felt like I was like finding myself. I loved my 20s. My 30s have been a little bit more difficult than I had planned.
Well, because you have to start taking responsibility for some shit.
How dare you? In my breakup episode?
During my breakup episode. Sorry. That was so out of pocket. I'm so sorry.
You're going to come at me during my freaking breakup episode?
No, that was so fucked up. I'm sorry. I need to apologize to
No,
the Academy.
but
That was fucked up.
No. You actually made a good point, because things like in my 20s that I would be like insecure about, I feel like I've really in my 30s had to be like, it's enough. Like, and enough with being like insecure about that, like deal with that, like, and move on. And one of the things in my 20s was like, oh my God, what if I like didn't have a boyfriend? And like, what if no one wanted to marry me? And like, then I loved having a boyfriend in my 20s. Yeah. And so like, and now in my 30s, I'm like, why are you so fucking insecure about that?
Wow, you've been meeting with energy healers.
I was just going to say, the girlies that are going through breakups, I've been doing
the work,
the stuff. I've been putting in the time. I've been seeing my energy healers. I've seen 2 psychics.
I'm obsessed with that.
I'm like, do I start Reiki?
You're about to get a degree from Harvard. You're doing Pilates again every day. I mean, you already have bangs. That should have been a sign.
I did start working. I did start working out again, because I was like, I need some like natural dopamine.
I always say that breakups are like when you get fired from a job, which you know is my favorite hobby, because whenever you leave something, you level up. Like if you're a corporate girly, the way you get a big raise is by leaving that job for the next job, and then you just keep growing. And I do think there's this crazy time in your 20s where first you're just like, ooh, boyfriends are fun. What can I get? Who can I see? Who can I be with? And then when you realize that the wrong person is actually like so much worse than you being single, then you start having this mentality of like, okay, I love me. I don't like me with the wrong person, and I love me with the right person. And that's when you start being smart.
I traumatized myself in my 20s. I traumatized myself. If anyone knew me in my 20s or knew any of the guys that I dated in my 20s, then you know that I traumatized myself. And so I think like when I got out of my previous relationship and I was single and I met Craig, like I was like, I finally figured it out. Like I'm gonna be with someone that like loves the fuck out of me, and I'm gonna like it's good. This is all like happening the way it's supposed to be. And I don't think I realized that I didn't give myself time to like get over those men in my 20s and like be alone.
You wanted Craig to like heal those, and that's not his job.
Yeah, I think I looked to him to like heal certain things that I like on why I dated who I dated. Like, yes, there are some girls that just like pop out of the womb and they're confident. I was not one of them. Like maybe in my teens I was confident because I didn't know any better.
Maybe as a 2-month-old when my skin was perfect.
When I peaked at 4 years old on the Easy Bake Oven, yeah, that was my freaking time. I was at my goal weight of 72 pounds. But like, no, I think I probably got my most insecure when I was like 19 or 20. I dated like a really physically and mentally abusive man, and it changed my whole course of like dating in my 20s. And so then I looked for like chaos, and I looked for like pure just like adrenaline and emotion, and I was like, this is so fun and this is so crazy. And like, so I would get out of one bad relationship and get into like a slightly better one, but like by standards very bad. And I just like filled this pattern until I was like 26, thought I was dating someone that like, okay, this is like normal, and I was like, no, this is not, like I can't do this either. And so it's hard to not look at yourself as a girl and be like, maybe I am the problem. Maybe it is me. And in part, like, yes, it was definitely like people I would pick in the past. Like I put myself in a lot of situations, but also at a lot of times it wasn't my fault. Like it truly wasn't. Like I was just vibing and people were fucked up. So like it wasn't my fault. And so to be in my early 30s and like be like, hey bitch, you're fine. Like I'm thankful for. Like I don't regret any of my relationships because I would have never learned certain things about myself. And I don't even know if I've like ever even said that on the pod, that like I was in like an abusive relationship before. But like I feel like if I'm gonna say it, this is like the episode I would say it, because I know for a fact a ton of other girls have been in them too.
Now crying again.
Don't cry. It was definitely like a very weird time of my life. I was 19. I was 20 years old. I couldn't even legally drink. And it really did change a lot of like how I looked at relationships. I'd never been exposed to that ever. I never thought that that could be me. I never, like I would hear people say like, oh, you get like brainwashed. And I'm like, there's just no way. And I was fully brainwashed. Like I didn't even, until I got out of that, like I didn't even know that person. And obviously I don't think about that now because it was like over 10 years ago.
But that was one of your first relationships. Like,
yeah. And so it definitely changed a lot of like how I dated. And I'm not like ashamed. I used to be very ashamed of it. Like I would never tell anyone. And I'm not ashamed of it at all because I'm really proud of myself on how I handled it and how I handled it afterward. And I'm proud of myself on like talking about it and letting girls know like it can literally happen to anyone. Like I feel like a lot of gigglers see me as like very confident, and it's like, but it also happened to me. That doesn't mean make you not confident.
no, but guys like that go for confident women. They try to find confident women that they can bring down and manipulate or groom, and it was never your fault. If anything, you were shining so bright, he wanted to dim your light. And sometimes a relationship like that, you don't know, but you're coping with it by trying to convince yourself that like you can handle that, or that it didn't. Like I'm not a therapist. I don't know the extent of it, but it's like I know that I was going for guys who were not emotionally available because I wasn't emotionally available, because I didn't want to get hurt, because I wanted to protect myself. And long story short is like, thank you for being so vulnerable and open, because you don't have to give us any of this information.
No, but you know what? I do. It's not that I feel like I have to give it to the gigglers, but like, here's one thing about me. I am loyal and protective, and I'll be damned if I was going to see online people coming at the gigglers and being like, you don't know what's going on with Paige. Like, and the gigglers being like, yeah, we do. Like, yes, the gigglers will always fucking know first what's going on with me.
If they've been listening, like they know that it's been this like this thing of you being busy and your career and what you're trying to prioritize. And also like, yeah, you joked a lot about him, but it shows like how nice of a guy Craig is, that like he loves when you make fun of him. He loves the banter, and that was part of like the fun of your relationship. He loved you poking fun at him and stuff. Look, I want to be a better person and I want to be healthier, but I don't always know how. And that's when I discovered Symbiotica. Their daily supplements are incredible. I don't always like taking pills, so I love slurping down with my smoothies or just right straight into my mouth. They fit easily with my daily routine, mostly because it tastes so good. I'm obsessed with their liquid colostrum. It's vanilla sea salt, and it supports hair, skin, nails, healthy immune system, gut lining. They also have Irish sea moss, which fuels cellular energy to support healthy aging, and they have lemon vanilla. I really love vanilla. I always lean towards it. And you guys know I love vitamin C, which they have in the citrus vanilla that helps with antioxidants, immunity. It really helps me not get sick, especially when I'm traveling a lot. So go to Symbiotica.com/GigglySquad for 20% off plus free shipping. That's Cymbiotika.com/GigglySquad for 20% off plus free shipping.
If you're looking for outfits this summer, then look no further than Nordstrom. Nordstrom is having a sale on all new arrivals, all their new clothes, shoes, accessories, beauty, home, and more. The anniversary sale runs from July 12th through August 3rd. Prices go up August 4th. You can stock up and save on great deals under $100. They have so many brands like Veronica Beard, Vince, All Saints, Steve Madden, Charlotte Tilbury. And Nordstrom makes it so easy to shop the anniversary sale. With free styling help and free shipping and returns, you can order online, pick up, or head into the store. So make sure you check out all the fun anniversary events happening at Nordstrom. In-store promotions, jewelry trunk shows, and daily beauty events throughout the sale. Shop now at Nordstrom. If you're looking to reinvent your living room, your bedroom, or just change it up, Cozy makes furnishing your home easy. Their furniture is modern, comfortable, and practical. Open up new home possibilities with modular furniture. Refreshing your living space doesn't always mean having to go all in. You should have your home your way. You can add, you can take away, you can just rearrange. From shopping to assembly, everything is easy. Cozy makes it easy to relax with washable and interchangeable covers. Cleanup is simple and stress-free. Transform your living space today with Cozy. Visit cozy.com, COZEY, the home of possibilities made easy.
People also don't factor in, the third lens that's in the relationship, which is the public eye. Wait, there was a new giggler that DM'd me and he's like, hey, I'm a new giggler, I'm a guy, but I'm gay, like where do I stand in this? And I'm like, oh my god, you missed the episode, you're a giggler, you're actually very important in the giggler,
you're actually really high up on the hierarchy.
So we need you in these streets. How do you feel?
I feel like the last piece of the puzzle was like saying it out loud. Like I haven't said it to literally anyone. Like nobody knows this. Like my family and like my very, very close friends know this, but nobody else. And so I think like the last part for me was like saying it to the gigglers and like seeing what would come out of my mouth when I said it to the gigglers, because I was like, this is something I can't I'm not like rehearsing what I'm gonna say, but also like I want to be thoughtful and like organic.
Yeah, and it's not going to be cut up for a 3-minute scene,
right? And so I'm like thankful for the gigglers for like knowing me and like knowing me at my core, and like giving me the space to be able to say like how I truly feel without feeling like so judged. Even though I know there's like a lot of non-gigglers probably listening to this right now, which like. Happy to have you. Thank you for the engagement.
Also, you may be a giggler if you like to make fun of yourself. Swipe up. New merch just dropped.
Our book comes out, available for pre-order.
Which we actually do get into a lot more deeper stuff in the book. But I do think with you, this is important for the gigglers because anything moving forward that you speak on, like they have to know what you've been through and they have to know every single part of the journey so that we all can understand each other. And I do think like Paige of 4 years ago wouldn't have done this.
No. Here's another thing for the gigglers. Yeah. Every time I do something in my life, thinking back, like, would 25-year-old Paige even believe this? No, she would have ran away so fucking quick, or she would have just like been gone with the flow. She was such a go with the flow girl. And so like there is a sense of like I'm really proud of myself for like being like, how do you feel? Okay, that's how you feel. What do you want to do about it? Okay, that's what you want to do. Like then we're going to do it. And then like doing it, seeing it through, and then being like, and you came out the other side and like you are fine. Like every crazy scenario you made up in your head, whether it happened or it didn't, like you're fine. And I think that's like if any giggler needs to hear that, like you are fine, you're going to be fine, he's going to be fine. Like
why am I crying the entire episode?
No, you cried this whole pod.
Also, this could be totally off and this might not pertain to you but could pertain to other people, but I was thinking about like when you're in a relationship where someone treats you horribly and does not respect you, the way to cope is to not respect yourself.
Yeah, I wasn't in that. I still like loved myself. I wasn't in that, but yes.
And like then when you get treated badly in the future, you're just like, well, I don't care because it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not. You're not hurting me. this has to do with friendships. If you're in a place right now that you're not happy, you do not have to stay in it. And you're not selfish. You're not being a bitch.
Because like next week, you could be in a different room with all different people and having a completely different experience than you were this week.
That was your biggest fear. You've always been so afraid of change.
Yeah. I've always been really afraid of change. My last boyfriend, when we broke up, I was like, I'm so happy I can laugh about it now. I was like so terrified that none of my friends would stay friends with me. Like I felt like they were going to be so mad at me that I was like breaking up with this guy and that I wasn't ever going to be able to go out anymore. I wasn't going to be invited anyplace. And I definitely lost some friends. Like I had some friends truly do that. And it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think that was the biggest takeaway.
People who would leave that easy?
Right. I was like, oh, you don't fuck with me anymore? Great. I've been not fucking with you. Any scenario that you've created in your head that you're like, that's going to be the worst, even if it plays out, it's not as bad as like you thought it was going to be in your head.
Oh my God.
Thank God I have a kitty again. Thank God I got a fucking cat. Because her just purring on my chest, I'm like, the world's okay.
Life is worth living. I do have to say, if you guys are having a rough time, go to your local adoption shelter. Find the cutest fucking kitten in there. Take it. And pretty much 98% of your problems will be solved. And that's just science.
No, truly.
That's just science. We didn't plan this, by the way. Because we don't do admin. I thought you were going to come on, say kind of a simple statement.
Me too.
Yeah, okay. That was the point.
Me too. Yeah, this took a turn. I thought I was going to say like a quick hit. And then we were going to resume the episode like normal. But I just couldn't. I couldn't go into like Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. What's going on? What's going on? Like I don't actually have the mental capacity to read any of those articles, watch any of the videos because I'm dealing with my own trauma right now. But truly, I certainly didn't expect to tell everyone about my 19-year-old boyfriend, but it feels right. Like it felt like this episode felt organic.
And if we learned anything from this episode, if you enjoy Giggly Squad because you enjoy the comedy, you now realize it's because both of us have dark demons. And
no, it's not great over here. We're only sarcastic because we've had major trauma that we will not unpack. We refuse. And it's for the good of the gigglers because we would not be this funny.
Was us unpacking your trauma is Paige venting to me on a pod and me going, you're so right. You're literally so right. Now let's go back to being stupid.
Sorry that this is like right before New Year's Eve.
I
didn't want to ruin everyone's Christmas, but like I will ruin your New Year's Eve.
Imagine someone goes, I can't because Greg and Paige. I don't believe in love anymore. Also, guys, stop with that. I can't with the like, I don't believe in love anymore when a relationship fell apart that like you don't know anything about. They were very good looking together. We all can acknowledge that. And let's not project that onto them.
I think this is a cool ending.
That was cool.
Thank you so much for going through this journey with me and letting me be able to like freely speak and not worry about like how it's going to be edited, how it's going to be cut up, like what people are going to say about it, what like who did what, like all this speculation. Thank you for giving me this platform of like all of these amazing gigglers it's truly therapeutic for me to like say how I feel and what I'm going through and know that there's girls out there that like whether they take like a minute of this to relate to or a second of it, like I'm thankful for it and just thank you and I love you all.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for giggling, for crying, for everything. Enjoy time with your family or don't.
It's not okay to cry on the internet. It is okay to cry on your own podcast.
And that's just science. Bye guys.
I use Uber Eats for everything, and of course I'm ordering food all the time, but I don't just order food on Uber Eats. I order everything. I order from the pharmacy. I order hair care items. I order alcohol. Whatever I need, I'm ordering it on Uber Eats. Also, whenever I go to a hotel, I always seem to forget something from home. So I'm ordering hairspray, I'm ordering bobby pins. I just can't live without Uber Eats. You can get grocery, alcohol, and everyday essentials in addition to restaurants and food you love, of course. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age, so please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.